Have you ever wondered about the thyroid and gluten connection? Have you heard that maybe you should avoid gluten if you have autoimmune thyroid? Keep watching and we'll tell you why. Hey you guys, this is a topic that I'm really passionate about. One, because we love helping women with hormones, and two, well, wheat is not the same wheat that Jesus broke bread with. And it is really important, and we'll tell you why, that it's important to avoid gluten if you have autoimmune thyroid. There's a couple studies that I actually want to bring into this video and talk to you about because it's really important, because what we do here at New Future Wellness is evidence-based. Let me share you a study that's really important. It was a study of 34 women that had Hashimoto's, and they divided them in two groups. One group consuming a gluten-free diet and the other group consuming a normal diet. They followed this diet for 6 months, and the women that remained on a regular diet, they had very similar antibody levels from the beginning of the study to 6 months just consuming a regular diet. And the women that ate a gluten-free diet, their thyroid antibodies decreased. That's amazing. And they even saw an increase in vitamin D levels, side note. So there is something that's called molecular mimicry. And what molecular mimicry is that there's often a protein structure that's similar to the other structure. And sometimes our bodies can get them confused because they're so close. And what we see this happening in gluten and thyroid is because your gluten and gliadin protein are similar to an enzyme transglutaminase that is found on the thyroid, and it can trigger your immune system to attack your thyroid when you consume gluten, because there is such a similarity in gluten and thyroid. So there is also a really big link between Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune hypothyroid, with celiac disease. And it would blow your mind, and especially our minds, because we see this a lot, how many people go undiagnosed with celiac disease. You think, how could someone go undiagnosed with celiac disease? Well, the thing is that it's not always going to be obvious. And sometimes it is. It's really obvious. All the symptoms are really prominent. You feel violently ill after you eat gluten, obviously. And then there's some people that might feel something, but they're like, I'm always bloated, or I'm always having pain there. It's not a big deal. And it's not so violent. And so they don't know to test for celiac. So there is a study that I wanted to show you that really talked about the observations. Now, correlation doesn't equal causation, but in our practice, we are a little biased because what we do see is that people either come to us and they already know that they have both, or they have one or the other and still some stuff is going on and they get further testing, and lo and behold, that they do have those two that are connected. So there was one study with 79 celiac patients, and 13.9% of the patients had autoimmune thyroid and 10.1% had subclinical thyroid issues. Subclinical thyroid issues is a whole other topic, but that means that you can have a thyroid that's not working the best, but technically it's not like a lot and it's official where you have to be on medications, but it still can be affecting you and causing you symptoms. Now, there's also a decreased response in the thyroid during ultrasounds of 73% of celiac patients. And the ultrasound results were associated with positive thyroid antibodies. So because the link is there, and from what we see in practice, a lot of people feel best with taking that stuff out, then that is the way to go. So, short answer, should you avoid gluten if you have Hashimoto's or autoimmune thyroid? I think yes. And not only does taking away gluten protect you in the way that we just spoke about, molecular mimicry and possible celiac disease, in addition with Hashimoto's, is that when you take out gluten, which is like wheat, rye, and barley, a lot of times you're shifting your choices to something healthier, which is awesome. So you're choosing more like chickpea pasta, which is also higher in protein. You are doing almond flour tortillas by shout out to Siete, my favorite. So cleaner ingredients, just better quality food when I see a lot of people switch out of wheat. And y'all, we live in such a day and age where if you can't do regular wheat, it's seriously not a big deal because there's so many alternatives that are just as delicious where you don't even recognize the difference. So if you are ready to dive into further testing or wanting to get control and understand your body a little bit more, and maybe you are still eating gluten, you have Hashimoto's, and you're a little bit scared to do it, well, our team can help you. Our team of nutritionists and dietitians are incredible, and we specialize in this, helping people start recognizing the body that they are used to and improving lab markers such as decreased thyroid antibodies and, living your best life. So what I want you to do is reach out to us to book a free discovery call. No pressure. We just want to learn about you. You can learn about us. And if we're a good fit to help you on your journey, then we would love to help you.